All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, first and foremost, we want to give our praises to Yahawah,
Yahawah,
BAHASHAM,
YAHAWASHI,
BAHASHAM, Rakak, Quadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to our Akim that push out this truth and sincerity. All right, we're the brothers out of Great Millstone, Atlanta. All right, and we're just coming at you with a quick lesson. It's going to be basically centered around the topic that we're going to be placed in more situations to edify. All right, because of course we're at the end of the last days, and the the prophecies are being magnified, and the Lord's word is being magnified. So the Lord is going to basically use us as teachers, and we're gonna whether it's at your job or whether just random people you meet, they're gonna be a lot of these people, they're gonna be hungry for knowledge, because the like I said, it's all the Most High's program. So if we are the teachers at Great Millstone, then we're gonna have plenty of students, man.
That's right.
So we're gonna be put in so many situations where we're gonna have to basically break down the scriptures and tell people what's going on and basically explain. All right, because they're gonna watch the news and they're gonna see all types of things happening in the world, and they're gonna be looking for someone to explain it. All right. Now, of course, there's going to be famine of the word, which, that's going to be the shutting down of the internet. But what's going to happen after famine of the word? We're going to be placed in situations where we teach one-on-one, or, we teach in private. That's when when we're no longer on the internet, we're still going to be teaching,
Yep.
Lord willing, we're those men, But you can start with that, Exodus 18. Yeah.
This is Exodus 18 and 20.
Let me see if I want to go up. You can start 19.
This is Exodus 18 and 19. Hearken now unto my voice. I will give thee counsel, and the Most High shall be with thee.
Yep. Yeah, go ahead.
Be thou for the people to Godward.
Yeah, be thou for the people to Godward. So basically be a God to the people. Serve. What do you? How should I say? I'm not. I didn't come to minister. I came to be to. I'm slacker. I didn't come to be ministered. I came to minister.
Okay.
All right. So it said. Keep going.
It say that thou mayest bring the causes unto the Most High.
That's right. Go ahead.
Verse 20. And thou shalt teach them the ordinances and laws.
See, so we're gonna teach them the ordinances and laws, and we're gonna break down the scriptures to them. To the people that sincerely have a hunger for the truth.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and they're humble. They come in the right spirit, and they just they want to know, man. Keep going.
Say. And thou shalt teach them ordinances and laws, and shalt show them the way wherein they must walk.
Hey, well, that's wisdom. We're gonna be teaching people how to walk. Like, no, you don't want to do it this way. You want to move this way. You want to because we coming from instruct. Because we coming from a level of experience. So of course, we're gonna be able to give lessons to people by our experiences.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And just like even when you read the scriptures with Moses established captains. All right, captains and men that was actually learned in the law. They understood reasoning. They had good reports among the commoners and the priests, the elders, the kings, the judges, and their job was to be captains. All right. What's the captain's job? To direct the people, make sure that they led into safety, protect, and guide the people as a shepherd to the sheep.
That's right.
As it is written in with that Jeremiah 3 and 15, I will give you shepherds. Our shepherds, of course, is the apostles and elders, and the Spirit raising us and grooming us to be shepherds unto the little ones, the new sheep that come into the fold constantly year by year. All right?
That's right.
And just like the brother's going into, as this thing increases, we're going to have a higher office to basically hold, so to speak. You're gonna go from being over 5 men to 10 men to 20 men to 30 men. You know, because we're establishing the kingdom of heaven, all from that seed that was planted from the top, Elder Abba Bivens, all right, down to the apostles and elders.
Yeah,
right?
that's right, and it starts now. You know, brothers that's been in this 3, 4, 5 years. They got they might have a couple men under them that they deal with and teach personally. And like the brother said, it's gonna be magnified to where, because in these times it's gonna be the 1/3 is gonna be millions of people.
Yeah.
And YAHAWASHI, he talked to multitudes of people. All right, so we have to be prepared to basically teach multitudes, man.
Deal amongst the masses. Man.
Yeah.
And you can't be in that mindset that I'm just on my video games and after camp I'm just in my own world. Just get up with me on Saturdays and sometimes Sundays. Nah, it's not gonna be like that. Our job and this thing will become a full-time thing, man. Teaching.
Yep.
Building men up, constantly edifying one another, on camera and off camera.
Yep.
Showing brothers the understanding of the scriptures, breaking down certain things in the Greek, teaching brothers certain things in the Hebrew, teaching brothers certain things, in the law as it is written.
Mm-hmm.
That's the job of a prophet. All right, a prophet is a full-time job. All right, just same thing with a priest. A priest is a full-time job. A king is a full-time job, and a lot of people sleep on those positions, and they think those are just positions of enjoyment. Those are positions of responsibility. All right, it takes a lot of responsibility to be a king. You have to be a good watchman. You have to constantly be on your P's and Q's. You can't slip at any point because you always have men around you trying to overthrow you.
That's right.
Yeah. And just like the brothers were just now going into, because this thing is growing more and more and more, and we got to take heed until how the Most High is increasing us. There's a reason why we flip through these pages and go through these scriptures constantly, every day, all right? Watching videos every day. Because it's going to be a big increase, man.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
Just like with the disciples, they first were just students of the YAHAWASHI, unlearned men that was actually getting groomed and getting built up for the time appointed, as it is written in Galatians, under tutors and governors until the time appointed. And after that, when they became full-fledged apostles, and they was dealing amongst hundreds of men, man.
Yep.
Edifying the Gentiles, actually traveling. Paul, he traveled all throughout Asia Minor, all right, Corinth, Greece, all throughout Grecian and Cappadocia and things of that nature. All right? So it's the same thing with us, brothers. This thing is going to just stay underground thing, so to speak, a local thing with certain men in different camps. This thing is going to blast, and it's going to spread amongst the masses, man.
That's right.
If I could say something, too, for the younger man, and I'm speaking to myself when I'm saying this, when elders or when elder brothers or the apostles speaking, you got to take heed, because in a minute you're going to be in those same shoes teaching someone else who's newly coming into the truth. So I wanted to.
Yeah, that's right. And that word, I looked up that word edify, and it means to build, construct, all right, to build up morally or in faith. All right, and that's what we're doing, man. We have to build up men's faith. Yeah. It says improve spiritually.
And we're supposed to edify each other, because it starts off with those few good men. All right, and as you edify each other, that's when they become pillars, so to speak, support systems, and they actually produce fruit. And through their fruit, that seed is actually planted, and they actually grow and produce fruit. But the edification has to be there. The word edify, just like the brother is going into, it goes into build. Edificio, or edifice.
Yep, edifice. Yeah.
The act of building up. We're getting built up into this. Say, for instance, we're all spiritual mansions. All right, going back to the word body, it goes into house. Bodeg. All right, the Most High is making us giant houses, man. For what to happen, the spiritual people to gather into the inside, so to speak.
That's right.
We're not just having nice houses, so to speak, and gathering all this knowledge to be cute or to be on the podium. We're going to actually have responsibility, and we're going to actually have to guide thousands, man. Millions, like the brother was going into.
Yeah.
When you go into the math of the 140, after the 144,000, which that's a large number.
Yeah.
All right. The 1/3, that's millions of people. It's roughly 7 billion people in the world.
Yeah.
All right. And of course, you divide that amongst the 12 tribes, which is a lot of tribes, man. All right, it's a lot of people that actually come out of those tribes. Brazil, all right, the Negroes, Haitians, Jamaicans, so on and so forth,
Right.
Mexicans.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 1/3 out of all those people are going to be saved, man.
Yeah.
And 2/3 is going to be cut off. And what is the 2/3 going to do? They're going to have to receive guidance from the men that's actually teaching and ministering this faith.
Right.
All right.
Yeah, that's it, bro. Yep. So you could let me see. Was that it on that?
It was just a little bit more.
Okay. Go on.
It says, "And shall show them the way wherein they must walk, and the work that they must do."
Hey, we also got to show them the work, because not only is it just learning, it's application.
Yeah, it's a job.
It's a job. Okay, because I was in a situation recently, all right, where I was just going to do some work, and then the Spirit had me talking to this Jake, all right, and he had never heard anything about the truth, but he basically was sincere and he was listening. But I was gonna make the point that what I told him was that knowledge requires action. Knowledge requires change, man. Once you obtain knowledge, you got to be, and that was before I even told him anything. I told him, look, I could break down the Bible. I could tell you certain things about the Bible, but you got to be ready for it, because knowledge basically requires change. So if you're not willing to change, or if and I also told him, look, there's gonna be a lot of stuff in this book that you've never heard of before, and you may not agree with, because that's another thing. But you gotta throw those disclaimers out there sometime.
That's
right. Or there's a lot of stuff in the Bible that may cut you in the spirit, and you got to take it.
Yep.
Like a man.
And just like Morpheus presented the blue pill and red pill and gave Neo the ultimatum.
Yep.
And after he took the pill, then he had to go through that walk, man. So it's the same thing with us. We always got to, of course, teach our people, because that's the job of a prophet, is to tell. All right, we're constantly teaching, even if 2/3 don't want to hear it. The word is still out. Scripture say prophesy to the wind. Our mouths are supposed to be constantly open, man. The gates of the spirit, which comes through where our mouth, the voice, should be constantly open to reel in the elect. You never shut the doors of your spirit, man.
That's right.
All right, because we got a job to handle. You can't, of course, say, fuck it, we ain't gonna, teach Jake no more, because it's 1/3. All right.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna post no more videos. We ain't gonna do nothing. You still got the 144,000 and 1/3 that got to get sealed.
Yeah, family of the word. Hey, our job is done.
Yeah.
Nah, man. We're gonna still be edifying, man. That never stops.
Fishermen, great fishermen. And
Yeah.
you see like certain fishing shows where you be thinking, like, from a basic standpoint, when you first fishing, what you go out there with that rod and you throw it out and you just wait patiently to reel in those little fish. But when you start to get really into the crab, what you do? You buy a boat,
Yeah.
and you start to. You see them fishermen with them big old ships.
Yeah, them little fishing shows or whatever.
Yeah, and they drop that big old net. They get the masses, man. And didn't YAHAWASHI say that's like the kingdom of heaven? When the man gathers, which I'm gonna get that. You get the net and it bring forth good and bad.
Cast down the net. Yeah.
And that's the type of fishing we doing. We doing deep sea fishing. This ain't no just on the
lake behind your house.
Yeah, the lake
no
behind
shallow
your house.
water.
Now we doing big boy fishing, and it's gonna be good and it's gonna be bad that comes in. But that's the job of a fisherman. All right, you're gonna get good and you're gonna get bad.
That's
all right, but it's all about getting that good seed. Didn't YAHAWASHI say that too? How the one sheep that went astray, the man went all throughout and went through tunnels and highs and lows just to find that one sheep.
Yeah.
And he rejoiced. So we got to go the extra route to for this ministry to be fully accomplished. All right, and the men that's actually willing and desirous to gather, they're going to be the great gatherers, so to speak.
That's it, bro. Yeah. You could bring out. Did you have anything, Barza?
Yeah.
Okay, go.
This is I'm gonna go to Isaiah 30 and I'll start Isaiah 60 and 19. The sun shall be no more thy light by day, neither for brightness shall the moon give light unto thee, but the Lord shall be unto thee an everlasting light, and thy glory, and thy power, thy glory. Verse 20, thy sun shall no more go down, neither shall thy moon withdraw itself, for the Lord shall be thine everlasting light, and the days of thy mourning shall be ended. And that's what it's all about. The moon and the sun represents knowledge and understanding. All right, these different people, they have the wisdom of this world. But guess what? The wisdom of this world is going to fail.
That's right.
All right, and that's when it's going to be like, okay, what sun? Because you need the sun and the moon for what? Light, direction, time. All right?
Orientation,
as it is written in Genesis, the 1st chapter. The sun and the moon, that's the entities that govern the world, so to speak.
Yep.
And we represent those entities on earth, man. All right? As it is written, we are gods, man. So the world actually needs us for direction, like the brothers going into time, understanding, wisdom. All right, more like you just went into with edification, moral correctness, so to speak. You know, That's right. All I had. You know.
Yeah, kind of. You gotta bring that out in yeah.
This is Proverbs 9:9. It says, "Give instruction to a wise man, and he will be yet wiser. Teach a just man, and he will increase in learning."
Yeah. So there's just men out here. There's plenty of just men out here that want to increase their learning. They want to know this thing.
That's right.
And they're gonna they're gonna be put in. Most High is gonna put that pressure on them where they're gonna have to go to the truth, man. Most High is gonna start making very very drastic changes in people's lives where they have to turn to the truth, man. They have to turn to the Lord. He's gonna flick a switch on them, and they're gonna kind of go into panic mode. But they're gonna find the truth.
Yep.
They're gonna have to basically get right and wake up, man. So yeah, that's the times we're going into.
It's a time of judgment, and we always speak about that. The judgment is gonna be some divine things that's gonna hit this planet Earth, and these people gonna know that it's the Most High, man. When just like back in the day, what did they reference the Lord as? Al-Shaddai, the terrible power. And his name was projected all throughout the world. All right, even Rahab the harlot, the Hamites knew about the Most High. When you go into the creation story and the creation of things, they knew who the Most High was, but they called him different things. All right, and as time progressed, of course, they started making idols and things of that nature. But you always had heathens, since the beginning of time. But the Most High name was stamped on the earth. But really starting out with who? The Esau, man. Esau breaking down the culture and breaking us down as a people, and discontinuing us from our power, and basically putting that crucifixion on YAHAWAH and YAHAWASHI through what? The Renaissance and things of that nature. They don't know. The world doesn't know Al-Shaddai, man. They don't know Yahweh, of course, which that's his real name, but as the world knew. All right, what is that? He to be, man. They don't know the presence of the Most High. But the Most High is going to make his presence known through who? Right. His men.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, oh, that's the children of the Most High. Just like in Exodus, when they was going against the witches and the magicians, and they could cast out them same spells, but they came to the top. And what they had said,
that's the Most High.
They said that's the Most High right there. The Most High working through Moses and Aaron. This is something that's omnipotent outside of our range, so to speak, range of spirituality. And it's the same thing now, man.
Yeah. That's exactly right, bro. Was that it? Yeah.
Verse 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the
fear of the Lord, just like we was going into, the fear of the Lord is what's gonna turn a lot of people to the truth, man.
That's right, man. Because when you first come into this thing, that's what actually makes you start reading more, looking at videos, because you know the destruction. And what comes with that destruction? Fear. Yeah,
exactly, bro. Yeah, because that's what all got us on board, man. Soon as we found out what was gonna happen to the world, we said, "Oh man, I'm not trying to be a part of that.
That's right.
I want to be on the good Lord's good side." We all made that decision. That's why we doing what we doing, because we don't want to taste. we don't want none of that judgment. We want to be on when the Lord comes back, you want to be on his good side, man.
That's right.
You know, you want to be on his good list.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and not his judgment list.
That's right.
You know.
And that's our main job, to give out those tickets, man. Tickets of life and tickets to death.
Mm-hmm.
And just like the brother is going into, this thing is gathering and is revving up more and more and more. It's getting more intense on the earth, man. More disasters, more political decisions, more gathering of the people, so to speak. You know, Jacob is getting roused up in his spirit. All right, and this Israelite thing, this is a household thing. You can knock door to door and ask them who the Israelite says. Majority of these people are going to know.
Yep.
You know, you're going to have, of course, certain people that don't know, but guess what? They're going to find out.
Yeah, sooner or later.
All right, then they say, then shall be known who are my chosen.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to become a time where the people are like, that's the Most High's people right there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, those men that we thought was just some bums on the street, they spitting straight facts, man, all through the scriptures.
Yeah.
No.
And just to add to that point, that Israelite thing, the word Israelite is becoming a household term, like the brother said, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that I personally noticed. Because, hey, I mean, what, like 3, 4, 5 years ago, it wasn't a lot of, it wasn't no one really walking around talking about the Israelites, man. You know, this thing really just started getting hot within the last 2 years.
Yeah.
You know, it started picking up, and you know, you got more and more people basically waking up and realizing that they're the Israelites. You know,
you see a lot of people who you went to school with.
Yep.
Or who you know from the world talking about Israel.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Shalom.
Yep.
Yeah, shalom.
Yep. And then you got all the with the boom of the internet, thanks to the Urim and the Thummim.
Yep.
All right, you got this thing going full circle, constantly, 24 hours a day. You know, back in the day, you had only a couple media sites, so to speak. You know, even back in with the apostles and the elders, of course, you had the TV, VCR. You had to get it through cassette tapes and things of that nature. All right, just to record through audio. Now it's becoming more and more evident. You can go on Instagram and see things about Israelite. Hell, I got this Pinterest, and you just look through Israelite. They got all kind of stuff, man, about Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You type in Hebrew Israelite on Google. Type in YAHAWASHI on Google. Great Millstone on Google.
Yeah, it's gonna pop up.
It's gonna pop up.
Mm-hmm.
Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, they probably still got it on MySpace, man.
But that's
everywhere
why
you go, this word is in your face. But you got it, bro.
Yeah, that's why they gotta stop. That's why they gotta shut it down.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's getting out of hand. You know, for them.
But our camp here in Atlanta, we recently been teaching in front of the CNN Center.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so who knows where our face is at? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it, bro. Go ahead.
Matthew 13:37. He answered me and said unto them, he that soweth the good seed is this. Excuse me, wait. I'm going to go to. You can go ahead with what you had.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and get this.
Okay, go ahead, bro.
Meantime, I'm going to go back to this scripture in Matthew. Hebrews 5:14. For everyone that useth milk is unskillful in the word of righteousness, for he is a babe. But strong meat belongeth to them that are of full age, even those who by reason of use have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil. And that's what it's about, us getting this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, which is our senses exercised. You read that in Sirach, where it goes into the senses, man. All right? And didn't YAHAWASHI, he prayed for that? When you read that in Kings, YAHAWASHI prayed to have a discerning mind, all right, to discern both good and evil when he's on the seat of judgment. And guess what? He had trials, going back to the title of the video, all right? We're going to have trials and we're going to have different tests to exercise what? Our judgment skills. Just like before these judges, you know, these local judges and things of that nature, before they actually sit in the seat of judgment, what do they have to do? They have to go through classes. They have to go through different classes. They have to go through college courses. They have to take examination tests, all right, to see if their judgment is on point. All right, and then when they sit on that stand, they judge it case by case, case by case, case by case. And they got the whole formula laid back, man. You know, judging, of course, with the penal code and things of that nature, but they got the rhythm. So it's the same thing in its truth. All right, you start off on the training wheels, all right, then you gather your rhythm, all right? And after you get that cycle rolling, guess what? That's that momentum. It's hard to slow down momentum, man. This thing is like a train, man. It's constantly moving.
It's an unmovable force, man.
Force.
You know.
That's the spirit of the Lord, man.
Kind of.
And we have to continue to push. That's why the apostles say push those 3 videos a week. Hey, it's 3 brothers right now. That's 9 videos a week.
Yep.
From us 4. All right. Calculate that by 4. 9 times 4 is what, 28. That's over 300 videos from us 3 alone.
Hello?
Just think about a camp of 15, 20. Then you got what? Multiple camps. I don't know the exact amount, of course. Multiple camps in GMS. That's a lot of spirit that's being pushed out on the earth, man.
That's right.
Constant edification, constant wisdom, knowledge, and understanding being poured through the floodgates of the tube, man. That's those living waters that YAHAWASHI was speaking about. And when YAHAWASHI poured the waters out, what happened? He gathered the increase. All right. Didn't the scripture say that to pray for the increase? We have to pray for the increase, and we actually have to work for the increase.
That's right.
Like when you actually producing fruit, what you do? You till the earth. You know, you plant the seeds. You might plant an immense amount of seeds. All right.
In good soil.
And good soil.
You know, you gotta plant it in that good soil, man. You gotta be able to discern spirits and be like, man, this man is a nigga.
Yeah.
Or man, this man, you know, I think he may get the truth, you know?
That's it. And that's the times we be living in with quick judgment. You know, like I said, knowing the good soil. When you're a master farmer, you already know. You see how plants start to raise up to know if it's going to produce and if you're going to yield its increase or not.
That's right.
Depending on your craft, when you in your craft, hey, judgment, going back to judges. They know when somebody's jobbing them, man, in those cases. They know through body language. They experienced so many people. They ran through so many souls that their judgment skills is keen, man.
That's right.
Ironclad. And that's how we get, man. All right? That's how we're becoming. From being children to growing up to being masters of the law. Masters of wisdom. Masters of understanding and the truth and judgment. All right? Just like King Solomon. We gathering the king's mind. All right? From what? Peasantry. Through what? The scriptures. The scriptures teach you how to give you the guidance on how to be a king, how to be a priest. They got the laws of the priests, they got the laws of the judges, laws of captains, laws of kings. Speaks about counsel and things of that nature, how to deal with your people, how to judge all these different matters. And it's going to come a time when we have to exercise these things, man.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
It's not written for no reason just to have it in your reserves. And we're going to tap into it in the spirit in that time because we've been doing what? Constantly learning these scriptures. So when it actually hits us, and this situation comes up, you're like, yeah, that tells you that in Proverbs, so-and-so. You know? Or it tells you that in Exodus. It tells you this in Leviticus, this, that, and other.
Isaiah 33 and 6.
Isaiah, yep. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability
of
our
our times.
That's it.
Yep. You got more? Was that it?
Yeah, I got this Matthew 13 and 47. I'm gonna start at 45. This is a scripture that I wanted to get earlier. It says, again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a merchant man seeking goodly pearls. All right, and we represent those merchant men. What's the goodly pearls? The scriptures. All right, the merchants. Where do they go to sell merchandise? To the marketplace. When you look up that word marketplace, it goes into the merchants. If you look it up in the etymology, all right, because a merchant does what? He does exchanges. He sells goods to purchase. What are we selling? There's wisdom to purchase what? The elect. And that's why you have to do what? Pay attention. That's a payment plan. You're paying and giving your mind, bowing your mind down to wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to reap what? The benefits and the fruits of the scriptures.
That's right.
That's it, bro.
All right. Seeking. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a merchant man seeking goodly pearls, who when he had found one pearl of great price, that's that one book, all right, the little book written within and without, went and sold all that he had and bought it. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a net that was cast into the sea, and gathereth of every kind, which when it was full, they drew to shore and sat down and gathered the good into vessels, but cast the bad away. Hey, and that's the big boy job right there. When you get that gathering, you know you got money right here.
That's it.
You got but you got fool's gold and you got the true gold. What you gotta do? You gotta take it through the fire, so to speak. That's the sifter. You know? Like when you mine the earth and you gathering that gold, that substance, you don't know if it's fool's gold or if it's actually true gold until you put in that furnace of adversity.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how we try men. We're testing men as they come into this thing. They come into the ranks. A man comes into the truth, and you try that man. All right? That's why you have officers that actually try brothers in the spirit, test them, see if they actually been studying, see if they actually hungry for the kingdom of heaven, man.
That's it.
You know, testing their drive. Do they really want this?
That's right.
Because this thing is pacing up, and this it's going to show the men that's really, you know, trying to hit the finish line from the ones that's just shucking and jiving.
That's right.
That's right.
All right, I got a little bit more. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a net. Verse 49. So shall it be at the end of the world, that angels shall come forth, which this the time we in now, the end of the world, which the angels are known as what? The reapers. The reapers are do the what? Gathering. All right? And sever the wicked from among the just, and shall cast them into the furnace of fire, and there shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's the time of judgment. All right?
And who is that wicked? Those of you who heard the truth and went on with your life.
Yeah.
And hearkening to the scriptures.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't want to drink from the cup, so to speak,
Time.
because we brought the waters to them. You know what they say? You could drive a horse to the waters, but you can't force them to drink.
Yeah.
You know, we actually go as far as bringing ourselves to the streets to give out these waters, and our people still walk past, don't want to drink from it.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? These doors is gonna close, man.
Yeah.
And the ones that got it, which we already know the number that's gonna get it, got it, and the rest that didn't want to listen and adhere to the wisdom and knowledge and understanding, they're gonna receive judgment according to that, man.
Right.
They wanted to follow the ways and the paths of the left-hand side instead of following the ways and the paths of righteousness, as they know is in their deep-rooted in their spirit. Our people know that being a homosexual is wrong, man.
Yeah.
They know that doing drugs is wrong, selling drugs is wrong, pimping out your women, all these things
Sleeping
is wrong.
with other people's wives.
Sleeping with other people's wives, but guess what? Esau gives them liberty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they've been in this system that's basically taught them that you can do whatever you want, and everything is accepted, socially acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's this society, man. You know, you can be accepted. You can do whatever the hell you want. You know, you be a little trans age person. All right, and there's groups like that guy. I was watching this video. This guy was obsessed with being a dog.
I seen that.
Yeah, he was a Dalmatian.
Yeah.
That on his knees and shit.
Yeah, but he actually made a point. He was like, it's not as bad now because there's more people that are basically like more people are coming out and doing it. So he doesn't. That's what it is. It's just normalcy. It's just normalcy bias.
He has a gathering of people that basically he can group with, so to speak, that feel how he feel.
Mm-hmm.
They're giving weirdos groups and shit, man.
Yep.
LGBTQ.
Yeah. They got little clubs. Dog clubs.
They made the whole alphabet. They turned the whole alphabet backwards, man. LGBT, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and all that extra shit. Man.
Pedophile. They're gonna add the pedophile. Yep. They got this. Not to get too off subject, but they got the mermaids. It's a group. It's a group full of white women that be having little mermaid tails and shit.
Yeah, you got demons. That's what we call demons, man. People that got demons on. Everything that you can imagine in your mind, so to speak, you're gonna have a group for it. You got probably a group of people that worship plastic, man.
Yeah.
You know? Just thinking about that randomly.
Anything imaginable.
You got people that actually marry cars.
Yeah.
Every type of wickedness that's under the sun is being done in this place of judgment. And this place has to get cleansed by fire, man.
That's
for
it,
the
bro.
kingdom of heaven to rise.
That's it, bro.
All right, as it is written in Ezra, that you have to turn it. Basically, the kingdom of heaven can't be sown into the world if this place is not unsown.
Right.
And what's the best way you do to unsow something? You put fire on it, man.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And you
That's
have
right.
anything?
In a second, but you can bring out what you got.
Okay, well, this is 1 Kings 3, and I'll start at 6. And Solomon said, Thou hast showed unto thy servant David, my father, great mercy, according as he walked before thee in truth, and in righteousness, and in uprightness of heart with thee. And thou hast kept for him this great kindness, that thou hast given him a son to sit on his throne as it is this day. And who is that son? Solomon.
Yep.
And I'm going to jump to verse 9. Oh, verse 6. Matter of fact, that's what I just read. Verse 7. And now, O Lord, my power, thou hast made thy servant king instead of David, my father, and I am but a little child. I know not how to go out or come in. And thy servant is in the midst of thy people, which thou hast chosen, a great people that cannot be numbered nor counted for multitude. Give therefore thy servant an understanding heart to judge thy people.
Mm-hmm. And that's a prayer.
Mm-hmm.
He's basically pleading to the Most High to basically give him the spirit to judge.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
to discern.
You know, to discern, yeah.
Which that word discern goes into taking out of the serpent. You could basically see the spirit on him through what characteristics.
Mm-hmm.
As it is written in Sirach, a man's way he walks and how he talks show what manner of man he is. Going back to if men really want it. If you're stable, steadfast, and not wavering. What they say, a man is double-minded, you got two spirits in you. You say that man will basically receive nothing of the Lord, man. Because you straddling the fence. The Most High is with men that actually carry the balance. All right? And that's a judge. A judge its symbol is what? The scale.
Yep.
Scales and balances. That's what it's all about. All right? That I may discern between good and bad, for who is able to judge this, thou so great a people? And the speech pleased the Lord that Solomon had asked this thing. And the Most High said unto him, because thou hast asked this thing, and hast not asked for thyself long life, neither has asked riches for thyself, nor has asked the life of thine enemies.
Yeah, because and that what he asked for him was in the spirit. What he asked from the Lord was in the spirit. You know, he asked for spiritual gifts, and that's what you should pray to the. You know, when you pray, you shouldn't pray to the Lord for carnal stuff.
That's right.
He said, add more years to your life, riches. You know, carnal material things. You know, he asked for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and judgment, and the spirit of judgment, man. So the Most High honored that. He honored it. You know, with your brother, you keep going.
Okay. Nor has asked the life of thine enemies, but has asked for thyself understanding to discern judgment.
Mm-hmm.
Behold, I have done according to thy words. Lo, I have given thee a wise and an understanding heart, so that there was none like thee before thee, neither after thee shall any arise like unto thee.
Yeah. And
I have also given thee that which thou hast not asked, both riches and honor, because he was humble.
Yeah.
Before honor is humility.
Mm-hmm.
He came from humble beginning, so to speak. And guess what the Most High did? He added Solomon's honor up, and he added onto his riches.
That's right.
Yeah.
You
and
know?
that's what you can see. You can this is a good precept where you make that clear connection between Solomon and YAHAWASHI.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because you can clearly tell how the Most High is dealing with him. He's dealing with him as a son.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? He's like, I'm gonna give you wisdom. I'm gonna basically increase your substance, and I'm gonna give you riches. You know, I'm gonna increase you spiritually, and I'm gonna give you the carnal riches because you came humble. You have basically showed
humble beginnings.
Yeah.
What you do, you know what I'm saying? If you doing good in school, you getting good grades.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't getting in trouble.
Yeah.
Your father might just come home one day with some shoes or some, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Give you some money.
You
ain't asked for it.
He gonna give you that back.
Yeah.
You know, because you did that which was right, man. Especially a rich father.
You know, in school.
That bag is ultimately the kingdom of heaven.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, since you brought up that school, you know, what do you have in school? You get progress report.
Yep.
Hey, well, the Most High, you know, you gotta have. He has a progress report on us.
Mm-hmm.
You know. You know, he has a progress report, you know, in this certain area, you know, that's basically what it is.
Yeah.
You know?
He studies our penitence levels.
Mm-hmm.
How much do we express penitence? How much do we express the drive of wisdom? What it say? You reap what you sow.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Through what? Characteristics. That's what characterizes you and show you if you really want it or not.
Yeah. And he measured our gifts differently.
Hey, just like if a father has a son on a basketball team, he gonna see if he really want to ball or not.
Yeah.
He gonna always have that ball in his hand. He gonna always be watching the game. He gonna be, exercising, making sure his grades up, making sure that his diet is right. Because he really wants to be the best baller that he can be. He's constantly training his mind and developing his mind to be what a baller.
Right,
That's just his Sophia.
Yeah.
That's his craft.
Yeah.
And he's constantly crafting himself, sculpting his spirit to formulate and be that image of a baller. So it's the same thing in the spirit of us. We have the craft. We can craft our spirits through what? The word. That's the sculptor. All right, it shaves down. It shaves the fat. It builds the muscle. That's why it's known as what? Honey, milk, meat. That's the lamb. And water. All these substances. This is the multivitamins in these scriptures, man.
Yeah, and that's why the scripture says they basically make your heart pure. Because or what do you say? I shall purify a man and make him like fine gold. But the scriptures are so pure, like the brother said, we get these multivitamins. It's like unlocking different parts of our brain. And unlocking, our spirit, basically unlocking our spirit that YAHAWASHI gave us. He basically gave us that light. All right, because in previous times we're in darkness. But was that it, Barza?
I'm gonna go into a little bit more.
Come
on. Excuse me, and verse 13, and I have also given thee that which thou hast not asked, both riches and honor, so that there shall not be any among the kings like unto thee all thy days. And if thou wilt walk in my ways to keep my statutes and my commandments, as thy father David did walk, then will I lengthen thy days. And Solomon awoke, and behold, it was a dream, and he came to Jerusalem, which it was a vision, and stood before the ark of the covenant of the Lord, and offered up burnt offerings and offered peace offerings, and made a feast to all his servants. Then came there 2 women that were harlots unto the king, and stood before him. What he got to test with? Bitches, man.
Women.
2 of them. That dual demon, man. Let's see what happened. And the one woman said, "Oh, my Lord, I and this woman dwell in one house, and I was delivered of a child with her in the house. And it came to pass the 3rd day after that I was delivered, that this woman was delivered also, and we were together. There was no stranger with us in the house, save we 2 in the house." So they basically painting a picture that it was them 2, no witnesses, no nothing. Both of their words is talking. You got to judge the voice out of 2. Judging things without witnesses, that's a hard case. A lot of times judges close cases if it's insufficient amount of witnesses, man. Because their judgments don't peak that high, and they don't want to make incorrect judgments. All right, but Solomon, through his judgment as to the Lord, we're gonna see, how he judged the situation through wisdom. So, I just want to say one more thing. Because Sophia is known to do what? Travel through the spirit. Yep. All right, it's a discerner. Hebrews 4:12 of thoughts and intents of the heart.
That's right.
Verse 19, and this woman child died in the night because she overlaid it, and she arose at midnight and took my son from beside me while thine handmaid slept, and laid it in her bosom, and laid her dead child in my bosom. And when I arose in the morning to give my child suck, behold, it was dead. And what's funny about this story too is it's 2 harlots. So a lot of times harlots didn't have men. They had children, of course, but they basically, you can't really trace their lives, so to speak, who was their fathers and things of that nature. It was just a quick judgment at that time. And then she's trying to exchange children. But when I had considered it in the morning, behold, it was not my son which I did bear. And the other woman said, Nay, but the living is my son, and the dead is thy son. And this said, No, but the dead is thy son, and the living is my son. Thus they spake before the king. So they was argumentative to one another, saying that, no, you lied, no, I lied, no, she lied, no, she lied.
Back and forth.
Yep. Then said the king, the one said, This is my son that liveth, and thy son is dead. And the other saith, Nay, but thy son is dead, and my son is the living. And the king said, Bring me a sword. And they brought a sword before the king. And the king said, Divide the living child in two, and give half to the other and half to the other. Or half to the one and half to the other. Then spake unto the king, for her bowels yearned upon her son. So he seen the spirit through what body language child. She was yearning for the child. And she said, O my Lord, give her the living child, and in no wise slay it. But the other said, Let it be neither mine nor thine, but divided. So one of the mothers was a heartless bitch. And she said, just chop the baby in half and give us both our portion. Right. So she the one that slept on her son and killed her son, and she wanted to take her son through covetousness. Yeah. But the other one wanted her son, and she knew that she got tricked and threatened, so to speak. She got thieved out of her child, and she wanted her child back. You know, she didn't get caught on. She went to who? She went to the law. And that case was something that couldn't even be judged at the bottom. They had to take that thing to the top, so to speak.
Right. That's it.
You know, verse... Excuse me. But, let me see. Verse 27, Then the king answered and said, Give her the living child, and in no wise slay it. She is the mother thereof. And all Israel heard of the judgment which the king had judged, and they feared the king, for they saw what the wisdom of the Most High was in him to do judgment. So they knew the Most High was in them through that judgment. And it's the same thing now. They're going, as it is written in Exodus 7:1, we're going to be like gods amongst Pharaoh. Who's the modern day Pharaoh? These presidents, man. Yep. They're going to see the information and the spirit that we pushing out in all sincerity and truth, and they're going to see that our judgments is the spirit of the Lord, man. You know? And King Solomon, one of our forefathers, he emulated the spirit of judging things correctly amongst the people. So it's the same thing like the brothers going into in the lesson. Is how we have to judge things aright, and not through biasness, not through emotion, not illogically, not irrationally, not through lack of understanding, but we have to be masters of this book to execute perfect judgments throughout all the coasts, all right? Because it starts within Israel, and it expands to the heathen, and then it even expands to Esau, because Esau has a judgment. Everything is written in the book of judgments, all right? Even us, we suffer judgments. That's why we can understand judgments. Because even with judgments, you have to be understanding of why you're getting judged. Yeah, that's right. You know? Yep. To do what? Repent. Repent from the judgment. You know? But you can go ahead.
Oh, Con. Bring out that. John 21:15. Yeah, we'll probably close up with that. Con.
This is John 21:15. So when they had dined, YAHAWASHI saith to Simon Peter, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me more than these? He saith unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He saith unto him, Feed my lambs.
Yeah, keep going.
Verse 16. He saith to him again the second time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? He saith unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He saith unto him, Feed my sheep.
Yeah, so feeding the sheep, that's key. Making sure that these young men are getting fed properly. Getting fed the proper nutrients, like the brother Barzal just beautifully went to. Just being a judge, man, and basically weighing out matters and coming up on a level in the spirit where you're able to discern different situations, but that's pretty much what it is. We have to feed them with wisdom. We have to feed the flock, feed the sheep with judgment. We have to feed the sheep, with edification,
rebuke.
Yeah, rebuke. Yeah,
understanding.
Understanding, kind. Yeah.
Oh yeah, just it's another scripture.
Yeah. Bring it out, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's what this is about, man. Teaching and edifying and building, man, and building amongst the Akim, because that's the best way to learn. Even when you get together with brothers, that's nothing but just learning, man. That's edification, like the brother Barzal brought out earlier, the elder Barzal. Because the scriptures say, iron sharpeneth iron.
Yep, Proverbs 27.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. You got it, bro.
This is Nehemiah 8 and 8. So they read in the book and the law of the Most High distinctly and gave the sense and caused them to understand the reading. And I'm going to go up a verse. Matter of fact, 2 verses. Verse 5. And Ezra opened the book in the sight of all the people, for he was above all the people. All right, this is another man that was heightened in Israel, and is in the peak of our nation, so to speak. One of our men that hold the legacy of one of the top and most honorable men in our history.
Right.
And Ezra opened the book in the sight of all the people, for he was above all the people. And when he opened it, all the people stood up. So they gave homage. They paid reverence to it. Just like when Paul spoke in the Hebrew tongue in Acts, everybody did what? They became quiet. And Ezra blessed the Lord, the great power, and all the people answered, Amen, Amen, with their lifting up of their hands. And they bowed their heads and worshiped the Lord with their faces to the ground. And Jeshua and Benai and Sherebiah, Jamin, Akub, Shabbatai, Hodijah, Maaseiah, Kalida, Azariah, Josabad, Hanan, Peliah, and the Levites caused the people to understand the law. And people stood in their place. And that's our job, to make people understand the law. What's the law? The Tawara.
Yep,
Which goes into the law. And of course, all this is the law. These scriptures from New Testament or Old Testament represents the law.
That's right.
All right. And Nehemiah, which is the Tirshata, and Ezra the priest, the scribes. These are masters of the law. Scribe goes back to what? The writings. They always were into the writings.
That's right.
To be a scribe, you have to make inscriptions through what? Through pen work. Where does the pen work come from? Or oral sayings. A lot of times, scribes had to be amongst kings, and they had to constantly jot down while the king's legacy was being lived, so to speak. He's living through animation, and he's writing it through what? Onto paper.
Onto paper,
Inscribing. That's where you get inscriptions, which are these words. That's what Ezra's the priest, the scribe. So he was a priest and a scribe. So he followed the office of the priesthood too.
Yep, that's right.
And the Levites that taught the people said unto all the people, this day is holy unto the Lord your power. Mourn not nor weep, for all the people wept when they heard the words of the law. And he said unto them, matter of fact, going back to verse 8. So they read in the book of the law of the Most High distinctly. So to read something distinctly is to do what? To distinguish it. All right, this scripture goes into this scripture. You put this into this pot. You put that. You don't read it like this scripture. The Bible's not a novel, man. You got certain books that's later on in the Old Testament that's actually came later than some books prior to that.
Right.
It's not even chronologically placed all the way. Most of the chronology is intact through Genesis to Revelation, but the book of Job, it goes before certain books before that.
That's right.
As scholars go into, of course. So they gave the distinct sayings, and they made a sense onto it, and they basically connected the dots.
Yep.
All right.
That's right.
And gave the sense, so they made the scriptures make sense. These pastors and these other people that go into the scriptures, they don't make it make sense with the universe.
They don't bring it to life.
We bring it to life.
We
show the spirit of the Most High out here, man. And cause them to understand the reading. All right, and that's the end of the day for us to understand. All right, it comes to the stance of understanding from reading and saying like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. I see that I shouldn't do that because I see the bad penalties that come with that. That's the purpose of learning the law. It's not to get it's not to break the law, but knowing the things when you do it wrong, what's going to be the repercussions. The world has repercussions through different things. That's why you have territories, man. And man is bound by the law. That's our boundaries. But our people break the law. Hey, and that's another topic for another time right there. But that's why we got to teach our people the right way, the works of righteousness. Be that light that shineth upon men. All right, you go ahead, bro.
Con. Hey, it's beautiful, bro. Because that's pretty much what it's all about. Is just building, man. And just increasing in the scriptures.
That's right.
Because that's how we unlock more of the spirit. That's how we continue to, through prayer, fasting, reading, and staying in tune with prophecy. That's our ticket out of hell, man, and out of the destruction, man.
That's it. That's the money.
You know. But yeah, so with that, we want to give our praises to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Ruach Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone. And Thwada for you brothers watching. Hopefully you were edified. Shalom.
Shalom.